You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio, where the world of hip-hop and sports live.
Without any further ado, man, we got our special invited guest in the building. My brother, you know what I'm saying? My guy, Whip Fanatics, CEO, founder, owner, Torey G in the building. What's up, Torey? Talk to the people.
Hello, brother. Peace, y'all. Thanks y'all for having me. JOJ, what's the word?
What up?
Word up, man. So, Torey, man, I seen this shit start from, you know what I'm saying, like small. Now that shit is out of control big, and you got a lot of people, a lot of nice cars, a lot of people pulling up, supporting your movement. But before we get to that, man, let people know who Torey G is and where you're from.
Listen, man, Torey G is just a cool dude from Queens. Been all over the whole planet, and I literally mean that. I'm from St. Albans, New York, Jamaica,
Yes.
Queens, St. Albans section.
Yes, sir.
All right, by way of Left Rack City, I lived there for 8 years.
Woo! Shout out to Uncle Wise.
Shout out to Wise, salute.
Word. So, what made you create the Whip Fanatic movement, kid? Like, tell people what made you create that movement, man. What inspired you to make that happen?
Well, what made me create the movement was years ago, way back in the late 80s, I was with a bunch of dudes and we used to work on dirt bikes, bicycles before that, real young.
Yeah.
I went right into that area. Back then you had to pick a lane as either you going to be like, all right, I'm going to be a super tough guy. Later on, I'm going to start shooting, killing, robbing, going to jail.
Yes, sir.
And that wasn't my lane. I was more like a working dude. I come from a working family.
No question. Shout out to the
hard
Griffin
construction
family.
workers.
Word.
My family built a lot of stuff in New York. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to LB Griffin Contractor.
Yes.
My family put the rock on Farmers
Talk
Boulevard
about
in
it.
Jamaica, Queens.
And that's the red, black, and green rock on Farmers
Right.
where LL did that video at.
A lot of the hospitals, they helped build them, demolition, all kind of construction over there, excavation, York College, you understand what I'm saying, Schaumburg Center.
Wow.
My grandfather is in a lot of different situations right now. There's about to be a documentary, so that's what I come from. I come from hard-working people.
No question.
So y'all know who I am. I was a hard-working person. I worked for mine, whatever I had.
No question.
You know what I mean?
No question.
So that's me. So once I got into the cars, I knew that was my love. I knew that was my love from when I was a little kid.
No
My
question.
father thought I was crazy. I knew all the names of all the cars.
Oh,
He
wow.
was like, something's wrong with you. I used to take my Matchbox cars and open up the bottoms and put the wheels on other cars and stuff and put them back together. And my family just thought my parents thought I was nuts or something. Because I didn't want the G.I. Joes and all that. I wanted the cars.
Wow.
So as I get older and I grew up a little bit, I started working on pedal bikes, finding them in the garbage and putting this wheel with that wheel. And I don't want to make it look like somebody else's because that's somebody else's bike. So I was, let's go all the way there. Let's keep it all the way real. That's me.
No question.
Then I graduated into the motorbikes. You know what I'm saying? I met somebody, he was much younger than me. And I had motorbikes. I would buy them, take all the money I worked for, $200 a week, and throw it in there and it still wouldn't work. And I met the motorbike mechanics when we was young, 14 years old, 15 years old.
Yeah.
And once I met these dudes from the motorcycles, we went into the cars. We graduated and went into the cars. So we would buy cars from crashing. From insurance companies.
Shout out to the old school way of getting fly whips.
So you could buy a car back then like was worth $30,000 crash or strip for $3,000.
Boy,
This was a big thing.
100.
So while everybody was out there hustling, trying to get to the bricks, we was trying to get to the Benz from the Sentra or the Honda Accord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same logic, but it's clean.
No question.
All right, so we worked our way up. Many of my people in that circle became millionaires legitimately, some unlegitimately, and that story will be told
The documentary.
and will come.
The documentary.
You know what I'm saying? When it's ready, everybody's down with it. They know what I'm talking about. They agree with what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But that part of the story will be told in the end.
No question.
All right, but we all kept it straight. Most of these people are, in real estate now and doing real well. And that's what I come from, the crash car game. We call it the 907 game.
The 907 title.
Word, that's the education now. Because facts, back in the days, everybody was getting crash whips, fix them up, and then you out on the street like this with the nice shoes on.
You want to laugh, man? That spot on Merrick, they had one spot on Merrick that had nothing but crash.
They got my Audi.
They had
a black one I had,
yeah,
the 99 with the peanut butter interior. Yeah. I gave it to him like, yo, go ahead.
I know
my man was like, why you do that?
It's
all they gonna do is clip the front and then put something else on it. I'm like, damn, I ain't know.
I tell you what, they had an Acura NSX in there, man, and I'll never forget it. I went in there and knowing what it is, knowing it's a $90,000 sports car, you like this. How much you want? He wanted too much stuff for $30,000 for smash airbags out, and I'm like this, like, but it's still so worth it. $90,000, a $90,000 sports car had like about 1,200 miles on it. Whoever bought it smashed it coming out or whatever. So
1,200 miles.
Yeah, but the NSX is different when you going to put it together. It's not as easy as aluminum, like real thin aluminum.
Absolutely.
So the body is not as easy to put together as like some of the other cars. But that's for another day.
No question.
Yo,
man.
Go ahead, Pop. Yeah. So Torey, fellow car guy.
Yes, sir.
What is that one car that eludes you? What's that one car that you would be like, you know what? I would give it all up just to own this one car. What car would that be for you? What whip would that be?
Give everything up for
If you had to say, yo, you know what? If I could just have this one, I'll be all right. Like if I never got another car.
I'm gonna blow y'all mind right now. Y'all gonna be like, what?
It's probably an MP.
I got it's sentimental value with this particular car. That's
all
what
right.
it is. So,
let's go.
And back in the days when it was worth something, I always had to sell it. I had a few of them and I had to sell them because I was trying to get to the top of the mountain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's one car, and I have a certain kind of love for it, but it's probably junk to somebody else, but. It would be a 1988 Acura Legend coupe.
Oh, that ain't junk.
Listen, it has to be. One man's trash is another
Next man's treasure.
It would be the 1988 Acura Legend coupe stick shift. Now they went from 1987 that body style to 1980. It went to 1990 and then it switched over to the fat body style that everybody else likes. But I like that one. That was the thug machine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the first car I ever seen with rims on it. Ever in my life. Alright? I was uptown in Harlem and this car had 5 stars on it. It was charcoal gray. I never forget it. I mean it's just so vivid. It had 5 stars on it and the kid was laid back in the seat and I'm like, what's this? Because I'm always used to seeing like the Park Avenues, Trues and Vogues, the Cadillac Fleetwood with Trues and Vogues, and it was just that time. So right when it got to about 85, 86, that's changed.
Yes.
Because the crack era came in and then they all went into the farmer cars. The
European.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
The Saabs, the Volkswagens,
right.
everything.
So now, just hearing you talk about that, man, explain to everyone the dynamics of the car culture and why is it so addictive? Word. Because hearing you talk about it, just like, yo, he was like, I never seen that before.
Yo, it's just, I mean, you know, everybody loves cars. Everybody wants a nice car.
Facts.
And then you got people that will do anything to have that nice car.
No question.
And then you have people that can't afford that nice car and they will do anything to get it.
Yeah.
And I mean, build it from scratch. So that's the people that I come from. That's me. That's me not worrying about nothing else, not worrying about paying no bills or my money. When I was young anyway.
No question.
I don't care about nothing. I'm about to build this car.
Yeah.
I'm about to look pretty. I'm about to put rims on this car and I'm about to drive through wherever there's a whole bunch of beautiful women at. I'm gonna say, get in, let's go get a drink. You know what I'm saying? So we lived that life. Like we just lived that life. And then after a while you just notice like, yo, it's more important things in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get mature. But the love for the cars is still there, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt, man. Word. So what were you into before you started the whole Whip Fanatic movement? Because, you know, I know music and things like that, but kind of explain to everybody, like, that side of what you was doing as far as music is concerned.
Well, before, I was always into the cars.
You was always into the cars, yes.
But I started getting into the music. You know, one of my friends way back in the day in '87, I used to go to junior high school with him in Corona, and I used to do the talent shows. I was the big guy. They always wanted me to beatbox. I did good because I could stay on beat. So they called me up. So this one particular guy like, yo, I want you to do this. So he started rapping.
Yeah.
This '87 fall, way back then, and he's rapping, but and all the girls just started going crazy. Everybody was going crazy. I was like, I'm gonna start rapping. Because the girls rule the world, right?
Yeah, no question.
So I started writing. I ain't let nobody hear it. I just kept writing, getting my books up. You know what I mean? I get stuck, like, I get writer's block, chill out, like, I ain't rapping no more.
Yeah.
I kept doing it on the sneak tip. Nobody was hearing it but my sisters, you know what I mean? That's how I changed that word. Stuff like that, That don't sound good like him. I'm like, yeah, because he's signed. He got a record deal.
100%.
I'm trying to get there. Work with me. Like, don't act like this can't happen for us.
Yeah.
All right, so that kid, that's who got me into rapping. This kid was named Damone. He was at Left Rack City. He was one of the guys in the group Complexions that sang Why Don't You F Me For Free with Akinelli.
Yeah. Shout out to Akinelli. Word. Wow.
Damone, he was in that group right there. That's my man. He got me into rapping, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow.
So from there on and off, I knew a lot of people that was rapping. Oh, we about to get a record deal with dudes in my neighborhoods. Like, oh, we about to get signed. I started rapping with this little group, a couple of people I know from my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? And one of the guys in the group was Consequence.
Shout out to Cons.
You know what I'm saying? That's the guy that writes a lot of music for Kanye West and
indeed.
a lot of other people.
Hell yeah.
All right, you know what I'm saying?
Tribe Called Quest. Shout out to Cons, man. Consequence.
Shout out to Consequence. Salute,
Word.
brother.
Word
Keep
up.
going. And, from there, it was just a whole bunch, like dealing with this, that. Then I went to Atlanta.
Yes. Please tell that
right.
story.
We'll back up a little bit. Me and Quince was in a group called NFL, niggas from Linden.
Woo.
But of course they wasn't gonna clear that. But we got a
No
deal.
question. No doubt.
We did a demo. We got a deal.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to sign the deal because back then we was on some like record number 4008. What's that thing? That
Record company industry.
What'd he say?
Shady.
And we was like all Def Squad, whatever it was. That was the whole wave to go like, yo, these record companies, they try to do this, do that. So they wanted. I didn't sign the record deal for one simple reason. I didn't care about that. The name of the label was Candy Records.
Candy.
So I didn't want to sign the record.
Candy Records.
I'm in Timberlands, and you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Carhartt jeans. I ain't signing no Candy Records. Nobody not gonna believe it.
Yeah, facts.
So that's why I ain't signed the deal, because they was mad at me.
That just showed what your mind was back then. Like, you thinking far out. Like, most people like, oh, deal, how much? I don't care what it is. I'm going to sign it, thirsty. But you had enough pride to say, man, I'm not aligning myself with a label called Candy Records.
Candy Records.
Bro, I don't care if it was not Def Jam or Def Row.
Yeah.
I just wasn't signing no Candy Records.
Facts.
Talking no hardcore stuff.
Facts. But
you know what I mean?
But just tell people outside of Quince, like, who are some other people that you work with, like, or that you even met on the come up? Because you met a lot of people, kid, and we got to give you your props.
I worked with a lot of I met a lot of Atlanta artists, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all know A-Town Player Poncho. That was a real good friend of mine. Kilo Ali. He was hot, banging in the South, you know what I'm saying? Cool dude. They come from the Decatur side, the east side of Atlanta and all that. I was supposed to sign to Raheem the Dream. That's another dude. He put the guy out that sung that left, right,
Oh,
left.
wow.
I was supposed to sign with him right before he signed him.
Wow.
Someone crazy, that kid got locked up, and that one kaplooey.
Wow.
On that label. Then I got up with this other guy, having to bump into him at a car lot, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, "Dad, you look mad familiar." He cut all his hair off.
Yeah.
Used to be a dread.
Yeah.
YZ, Return of the Holy.
Shout out to YZ.
I was like, "Yo, we cut your hair off, bro." He's like, "Yo, it's the return and beginning or whatever." He God body. So
Yeah.
I was like, understood. We started talking. And he was like, yeah, I'm trying to start up a group. I was like, oh, word. He had started a record label down here, Reservoir Records. I said, okay, that's what's up.
Reservoir Records.
I said, I spit. Let him hear something like that. He was like, oh, yo, take my number.
Yeah.
We started a group. We got into the group. Long story short, there was a bunch of people in this group, and they was dope. We supposed to sign to Shaquille O'Neal.
Shout out to Shaq.
Twizzle.
We were supposed to sign to Twism.
The world
This was
mine.
during the lockout time, 98, 99.
Wow, the first lockout. Yep.
And after that, was just everything just went crazy for a whole year with him or whatever like
Mm-hmm.
that. Shout out to him, but I met a lot of people through him.
Through
You know what I'm
Shaq?
saying?
Or through YZ? Okay, YZ, yeah.
Listen, YZ he's like a freaking. He's like Jay-Z in Houston.
Wow.
And California, they love this guy. Like he just came out with a record. Like
Wow.
he's big. So in different markets, some certain artists are like huge.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like in New York, and people walk right past them.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, I work with Z. I got a song with Shaquille O'Neal.
Shout out to T. Word to mother.
We did a couple of projects with Keith Murray.
Shout out to Keith Murray.
You know what I'm saying? When he was just about to get locked up.
Yeah.
When he's on the run. We did
Yeah.
a song with him. It was crazy. I gotta send that to you guys.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
guys
nah,
can hear
of course.
Yeah, so it's a lot of projects that was never released that I'm on. So that's when I was dealing with the music. A lot of stuff. I got another record deal through Wanna Blow Records,
Yo,
Universal.
telling you, word.
That
That's what
never
I'm
went
saying.
down. That was crazy. It's so crazy. I don't even want to talk
Yeah,
about it.
nah, it's all good.
'Cause
Nah,
the dudes are
you know
still
what I mean?
spending the money.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how crazy it was. Like it wasn't my money, but
Yeah, but that it was yours because it was your talent that got that.
yo,
Word.
it's just.
Nah, but
So
that's
after a while with the music thing, and then you got to get around some weirdos too.
yeah.
And then when you get to that part, you're like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But I still tried, and then I went to making beats, and we doing this, doing that, all that. So the music is always still gonna be there. My brothers, I passed it down to them.
Word to mother. Shout out to War. Shout out to Chad.
You know what I'm saying? I started getting my younger brothers to write and do beats and stuff like
Yeah.
that. My other brother on the beats, he's like he's amazing. So
Launch Page, bro.
I just made it go on with the younger brothers. All of them do music. So
Wow.
with the Whip Fanatic thing, while I was rapping
Yes.
back in 98, 99, now mind you, all of that was already going on in the late 80s, early 90s with the cars.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
once I started doing my last demo, I started writing, and all the stuff was coming out, and then all the stuff that I do with my peoples, what do I do every day, whatever like that? I'm a Whip Fanatic. The word just came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So the word was already copywritten from then.
Wow. Wow.
All right.
That's like
I send y'all that song.
No question. That's like with Thurston Howell. Same thing. He was trying to bag a chick in Manhattan.
Words.
It's like, man, all you do is steal clothes. Like, you're a low life. He's like, yo, you know what? I am a low life. Like, and it just
and it
went from there. And it went from there. Well, so if you had an equal opportunity to pursue the music industry or what you achieved now with the creation of Whip Fanatics, which avenue would you have really chose to go down if you had to choose between the two?
I love both, but it's going to be the cars first.
Cause that's.
It's nice I didn't go to sleep over
doubt.
cars.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
damn, I want to finish this. I
hear
gotta
that.
get this. I gotta have this.
Yeah.
Like really losing sleep over trying to build this car. And right now, to this day, my dudes. I started with Fanatic on Facebook telling stories about what we did
100%.
back in the late 80s, early 90s.
100%.
And had put it up there, but it wasn't really coming through me like I wanted it to. And then one day I put a picture up and spoke about this picture about these particular cars. Once I started talking about my guys and how young they were building these cars, that's what people started looking like, what? And I started getting inboxes like, that's a true story? I said, yeah, that's real. Y'all was what? 15 years old.
Word to mother.
15 years old. By the time some of us was like 17, they already had 10 cars.
Facts.
The mothers used to be like, what car is this?
What?
I had hoopties still. I'm still learning how to build.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My mother was like, you can't have this. No, how you got cars?
Yeah.
What is? You had the motorcycles, but the car thing, I don't. What are you doing?
Yeah, they thought you was out there.
I had more cars than my father. By the time I was 17. You know
Wow.
Wow.
what I'm saying? I was giving cars away.
And the first time in my life loaning money to dad. Like, you know, some G-Rap shit. That's crazy.
Buying cars for my sister for when she graduated high school. I'm only a year older than her. You know what I'm saying? No stunting.
Wow.
No gangster.
That's crazy.
Regular. It got really, really crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had to get out of New York.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? In the
Yeah,
hood,
yeah,
people
yeah.
wanna
You
try
already
to,
know.
Like,
I already know.
They know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Like, fall
yeah.
back, kid. This ain't that game.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
I just figured it out. Somebody else showed me the game. Shout out to him, DC.
Yeah.
I'd rather abbreviate his name.
Of course.
But he showed us the game, and we ran with it.
No
And I
question.
love him for it.
No question. Shit.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I created Whip Fanatic on Facebook. That's when people started seeing it. Then other people started coming to me like, hey, let's do this, let's go outside with it. Why don't you do some car shows with it, car meets.
So that's is that how the Saturday gatherings came about? All right, so go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No problem, sir.
Yeah.
That's how that Saturday gathering became the Whip Fanatic Saturdays. A bunch of car guys came seeing me online doing this, and somebody knew people that knew me.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, you know Torey? Yeah, I know Torey. Like, yo, we need to get up, have a meeting with him. We need to do something with him. And I was like, all right, yo. I was like, well, what do y'all want to do? Because I'm not a car club. I'm a movement.
Right.
We don't get in car clubs. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it.
That ain't your
but
thing.
I see it like this. Let me jump into that real quick as far as car clubs go. I lived in Atlanta for a long time. I lived in Atlanta for over 10 years. And I met dudes that was in car clubs out there. I met dudes that came from California in car clubs down there. I met a lot of people from different places down there that was in the cars. When they start their car clubs, and all of y'all listen to this real good.
Let's go.
When they started their car clubs, this is how they told me they ran their car clubs. Everybody gives $25 a month off for dues in that car club, right? There's 50 people in that car club. All right?
Yeah.
Everybody, once a month, somebody get their paint job done, their motor done, their interior done, their rims done.
Wow.
And you go to Atlanta and you'll see dudes in a 50 car club with Cutlass Supremes, 1987s, and all of them are looking immaculate.
Facts.
And that's what a car club is. Everybody
Village.
looking good, looking 100.
Village.
Don't have no car club and be talking about somebody in your car club and they paying dues and you talking about what they car look like behind behind their back, like it's not looking good.
Yeah.
That's what a car club is. And I mentioned this before on my show when I do the Whip Fanatic Radio.
Indeed. Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. You got to really understand and know what a car club is. That's why I'm not a car club.
No
Not
question.
because if I do one, that's how it will go.
Yes.
The way it's supposed to go. That's what the Mexican guys do. You know that stuff costs. That stuff costs a lot of money.
Sure
These
do.
dudes be out here coming to Whip Fanatic Saturday with $200,000 vehicles, man.
What?
Yeah.
Hydraulics.
Nah,
and
and
all.
I've seen a couple of them. Boy.
My man
Yeah.
comes out there with that 56 Chevy.
Yeah.
People like, yo, how much you want for the car? I can't take no less than 200,000. Nobody's out of it. My man John Miller, he got a 1968 Camaro RSSS.
Wow.
Bro, the chassis is a Viper, a Dodge Viper.
What?
The body is a 68 Camaro. He could take that to cement, and he can't take nothing less than $500,000 for that car.
What?
And that is sacrilegious by car people, by the way, too, because he mixed a Dodge with a Chevy.
That's crazy.
He took a Dodge Viper and put a Chevy body on it.
Took 2 years to build.
Yeah.
He did it with his own hands. He's nasty.
Wow.
Shout out to John Miller. Hottest Queens.
Word up, man. So how easy was it for people to start sponsoring what you created? Because you telling me dudes is pulling up with $200,000 cars. I seen sponsors probably jump right on that.
Nah.
No?
You know, a lot of sponsors or whatever like that, a lot of sponsors, they want to sponsor you for free. They want you to say their name for free. You know what I'm saying? Is that right? Is that cool?
Nah, hell no. That's wrong.
But they see what you got and what kind of power you got and what you're doing. What we trying to do here is build a network to get these weirdos out the way.
Facts.
The ones that's, oh man, I could fix your car for you.
Yeah.
It only costs $100 to fix a car, but you charge her $1,500 to fix a car. And we, knowing what we know, you know what I'm saying? Being mechanically inclined and all that, seeing the woman comes to us that's involved with Whip Fanatic and just chilling with us. Yo, I got this done. I just got these back brakes done. The guy charged me $700.
What?
We could have got a guy who did that for you. Came to your house,
$60,
laid something nice and clean down, and did it for you for the parts and $100, and you would have been good. You know what I'm saying? This is what we trying to build, this certain kind of network. You know what I'm saying? But the sponsors, some of them are coming through doing what they supposed to do. Some of them they not coming through doing what they supposed to do. So I'm not doing nothing for them.
100%. Word. So, is there like rival movements trying to dim your shine, like in the community? Do you experience a lot of hate in the group?
Plead the fifth.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes.
Okay.
Word. So, what's the end game for Torey G? Peace, God. Sit in the back. What's the end game for Torey G and the Whip Fanatic movement, man?
Listen, man, my man DS just pulled up in the building.
Peace. How you, big dog? Word.
Whip Fanatic extraordinaire.
Word.
The end game for the Whip Fanatics is, man, we're gonna end up with a TV show. We working on it right now. Episodes. We going on screen. We want people to meet these people. I don't want to go too far into detail.
Nah, you don't gotta tell it all.
You know what I'm saying? But
definitely gotta tell it all.
they're gonna see a lot going on now. It's gonna be a lot of film now.
No question.
All right.
No question.
So that's where we going. You know what I mean? We want people to see what this beyond the pictures. We got to go in the film now. They want to see more. They asking for more.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do it before last year, but they wasn't ready for it because there's a lot of new people that cars. You know, it's like I love cars. We all love cars, but
Facts.
no, I love cars.
No question.
Like there's women coming out like I'm buying an old school. I got the money. Help me hook this car with these rims. Women.
Wow.
You got more women supporting.
And wherever the women go, the dudes are gonna follow.
Right.
That's it.
Boy, that's how you build a movement.
We had the barbecue. It was more women helping, more women donating. But the dudes was there. They was like, whatever you need. But it was more women. That's like, yo, I like this. This is hot.
Yeah.
What you want me to do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ask my man Diaz. Yeah.
Word, Pop, you know what I mean? No questions,
nah.
because I know you a car guy, kid. I brought my man here. I know you wanted to talk about these cars. You know what I'm saying?
That's where I live. I'm like this. Like you said, a couple things that stood out to me. One, the car club aspect. Now you said that the dues and everything. They pay their dues $25 a month. My question is, do you feel like it's still like that car clubs are still beneficiary to people, and do they really still exist out there like that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's just everybody runs their car club different. This one might be, as far as the dues, it might be 100. That might be 20. I'm just using that $25 as an example.
Yeah.
It might be more. It might be less. But yeah, I think there's car clubs out there that's really doing their thing. Shout out to Queens Classics. Shout out to NYC American Old School.
Wow.
Shout out to Drastic. Yo, there's so many of them. Shout out to the Chevy boys. Them Chevy boys, I love y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all already know.
So now, when you get to there's also a riff out there. You have your Americans cars, you have your Europeans, and then you have your Japanese. How would you say you could close the gap between them? Because if you like Corvettes or if you like American cars, a lot of times it's not going to be the same guys that like Japanese cars. There's a big gap there. How do you fill that gap? How would you fill that gap?
That's what we do at Whip Fanatic at our meets.
Yeah.
We get those people to come together and be like as one. That's what we do. Listen, it's not about this. It's like it's like. I'm glad you asked me that question. That was dope because it's like car racism.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yes.
Car racism.
It's like car racism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, we don't want to be around them. They too loud. You got the older guys. They got all this 80, 90, $100,000 in their car. They don't want their car next to that loud car that's pop, 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 pop. They don't want that because if that car hits that $100,000 car, there's gonna be a serious problem.
Got you.
That's
Got you.
100%.
Wow.
See what I'm saying? So they try to stay far away from them because the younger crowd, they want to speed, they want to make noise, they want to blast that music, and it's all good for real. But I seen like just recently the tuners coming to chill with the old schools and just vibing, and this was just like last night.
Last night, literally last night.
No,
This was just like last night, and they still come through before. They still like to blast their music, whatever, but they trying to understand. And rock with the ambiance, like just looking at it like, yo, this is a whole different type of thing they doing. There, you know what I'm saying?
Because ultimately, when it comes down to the American classic car culture, it's more like when you have Whip Fanatics. It's more like, listen, we're not really here to turn the cars on and be going crazy doing burnouts in one area. We here to really walk around and really look and be in awe at some of the vehicles that they see. Where when you go to some of these Japanese car meets, you may go and there's a GTR there and there's a Supra there. A lot of times it gets to the point where it's a lot of mouth. Now they like, we want to get out there in the street. I believe that's where the difference is.
Yeah, as far as what I experienced, like all of them come and chill with us, and we kind of calm them down. But our movement is not just about old school cars; it's about every car.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
we
it's
don't
a
discriminate.
diversified.
Everybody come through, chill. we on some whips and chill shit. Like everybody come through and chill and just enjoy the vibe. And I'm a type of person, I just want to look at the car for like a whole hour and then ask you about it. And I'm not examining your car to criticize your car. You feel me?
Because you get that too.
Yeah.
You get that too. Yes, you do a lot. That's true.
And his meats be diversified.
Cars, man. They put years. I had my old school for 19 years. 19 years, man. I put a lot of money and work into that car.
19 years.
Yeah, wow.
And I got
pull up.
different kind of cars and stuff. You know, and I got different kinds of cars. I like BMs and stuff. I like a lot of a variety. I like a variety of cars.
Come on.
You know, so we try to, like with the burning out and all of that stuff, we try to shut that down from the gate. You know,
You have
none
to.
of that.
Old
None
guys
of that
coming
here.
loud.
We're not doing that. Y'all want to do that? Go up the block. Even with the motorcycles and stuff like that, we got a lot of motorcycle dudes that come out too. Like if y'all want to do all of that burning out, y'all got to take that up the block. Don't do that right here because that's not what we about.
That's crazy that y'all gotta regulate
We don't do
that.
We just come here and we just be chilling. Like, yo, park your car, chill, walk around, let's chop it up or whatever, you know, and that's it.
One other thing, when you go to like a meet or like a Whip Fanatic, how do y'all get people to break that barrier of going around checking out somebody else's car? That's a lot of times that's a big issue too. Is that you don't, because you don't want to go check out somebody's car and you don't know them. So now it's like they're like, well, what you looking at my car this long for? Like, why you staring? Sometimes that could be a real issue. You don't want to just go around and be like, because you can tell when somebody's looking at your car because they're impressed by it, and like you said, when somebody's trying to criticize it. And I think in the back of every car guy's mind, you're worried about if somebody's trying to line you up to be like, yo, I'm trying to steal your car or something like that later on.
I don't know if T and them be having that problem at they meets. Kid.
I mean, when we started off outside or whatever like that, well, of course we had a couple of problems because people see, like, you know, they seen it wasn't just about. Sorry,
So
they seen it wasn't just about cars in the parking lot.
Right.
They seen it wasn't just about that. Once they realized that it wasn't about cars in the parking lot, you understand what I'm saying, D.I.?
Yeah.
Once they realized that, and they started seeing them cameramen come out there, they was like, oh, they trying to do something else.
Okay, yeah.
They trying to do something else, but they don't know what we thinking.
That's a fact.
But it's nothing bad and nothing good. If that's the way you think, that's the way you think. You know what I'm saying? But people try to go to another way with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I was like, what? My man D was like, what?
Yeah, nah, you don't want to do that. Word. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
They fell back. They took it easy. Yo, here you go. We gave him a shirt.
No question. Yo, shout out to Torey G. That's my guy, man. Yo, I seen it, man, just grow to where it's at now, man, and it's definitely about to make a big wave. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Pop. You know what I'm saying? Because he bringing that type of aspect to the station. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Got a show called Rally Radio coming soon. It's about cars and all of that type of stuff too. You know
we'll be in there too. We be in there sometime. My man Chris be there sometime too with y'all. He got a blue. It's hard. He got a blue chopper, but it's like big rims in the front. Oh, you probably know him.
I met him.
Springfield. He from Farmers in Merrick. Yeah,
cool dude.
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
Bike. He told me he got $67,000 in that bike.
He do.
What?
That's how I know who you talking about.
He do.
67,000.
Oh, you
in
talking
that
about
bike.
Chris, my boy Chris.
Shout out to J.O.J.
He got that Harley bagger.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it's beautiful.
Wow.
It's beautiful, and he been riding about 7 years now, maybe about. He had a couple bikes before this, but this bike is beautiful.
He must got that MTA money coming. He got them city jobs with them tier 4 pensions and all that.
They make room for him in his depot.
No
Park
question,
right here in
nah.
the front.
That's what it is. That's what it is, man.
We definitely slide through a lot too.
No
definitely.
question. Yo, so T, so where can people find you, man, to follow the movement and support what you're doing?
Listen, I appreciate you, brother.
Come on, kid. You already?
Hold up. First and foremost, I'd like to let everybody know I didn't do all of this by myself. You know what I'm saying? It take people to build.
No question.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? This was Voltron that happened out here once it came outdoors. You know what I mean? I tried to do it before, and I was by myself. So I had to wait and fall back 4.5 years to bring it outside again.
Wow.
If it wasn't for this man right here,
Shout out to the big homie.
Priestess Salima, Sick, So Sick Customs. 64 Aaron. All right, Slick. All right, Javier for the Chevy boys. OCP Nut.
Wow.
Am I forgetting anybody?
Probably are, but it's a lot of dudes. Old school.
Shout out to my brother Malcolm,
Classic.
man, because I know Malcolm
If
rocking with y'all
I
too.
didn't say Malcolm, y'all shoot me when I leave. Shout out to my man, Whip Fanatic Malcolm. If it wasn't for them,
Yeah.
And the classic cars on the classic groups. The older heads.
Queens Classic Car Club,
Queens
I mentioned them
Classic
earlier.
Car Club.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for all these car clubs or whatever like that, I don't know what we'd be doing now.
Wow.
But they made it what it is. You know what I'm saying? I had the name. It was just the head. You know what I'm saying? And they had the arms, the
Everybody
legs, and
else-
we formed Voltron.
It's just
we
like
came
Head Bars and Hoops Radio.
Let's
People
go,
was
sir.
like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah.
We had the food out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all definitely had the vendors out there, food trucks and all that.
Yeah, because guys was going to, before that, a lot of guys was going to Belmore. I was like, nah, man.
Yes, and I
I
seen that in
I
Belmore.
was like, yo, let's do it. Them dudes came out there. They came out there a couple of times. It was like, wow. Like, y'all don't charge no admission or nothing to get in? Like, nah. Even
Wow.
if the cops
It's
come
all
through,
love.
the cops would just come through, park up, walk through it. Be like, wow, these cars are nice. these are some nice cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, you know,
Nah,
we get a
that's
lot of
what's up.
love, man. We get a lot of love, man.
And they was doing this during the COVID pandemic.
Facts.
Yeah.
They coming through like, oh no. Nice car, man. Nice car, man.
Yeah.
Word up. Nah, that's what's up.
But that barbecue really showed how much love we got, man.
Yeah.
That barbecue was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
y'all had Springfield on both
was
sides.
It was ridiculous.
Flooded. And shout out to DJ JLJ. He bought them rain.
Oh, yeah,
He bought the rain turntables out there. You had Goldfinger.
my man.
You had Goldfinger. You had my brother DJ Ike Long on the ones and twos. It was a lovely event, man. I came out late, but I had to come through and support, man. I seen T handing those trophies out, man. It was a good look, man, for real. So I salute you, T. You know it's always love, kid, and I support you in whatever you do. We got the, you know what I mean, media outlet. You got the media outlet.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need us to help you with, kid, we glad to. You know what I mean?
Same
If you
way,
want
likewise,
that.
brother.
You already
Yes,
know, kid,
yes.
for real. So on that note, we're going to take it to a quick DJ JLJ mini mix. Shout out to the Whip Fanatics. You know what I mean? Don't forget the number to call in is 516-206-0711. Bars and Hoops Radio. Check in with us. Want to hear more? Download the Bars and Hoops Radio app for Apple and Android smartphone users or visit us at www.barsandhoopsradio.com.